Hey guys, what's up? Angry Banjo here. We're continuing our playthrough of New Game Plus Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation 4 console. We are playing on the PS4. This was recorded before the PlayStation 5 was released. This is actually the last big game we've played on the PlayStation 4, and I think it's very fitting that we experience New Game Plus experience on the PlayStation 4 console as sort of a swan song here. And last time we did the first story mission for Sensei Ishikawa, and like I said, there are about 8 or 9 quests for our main characters, which is Ishikawa, and of course we mentioned Lady Masako Adachi, so we're gonna have to do their quests, and they're gonna be scattered throughout the 3 main sections of this island. So we're kind of running back. I think we're actually gonna head back, and we're gonna end up doing the next section, the next quest for
Some say they know every secret on this island.
Adachi, not Adachi, Ishikawa. And he's talking about the birds. The birds will actually lead us to they lead us to special like hidden items and stuff like that. So right now we're kind of trying to remember where Sensei Ishikawa's place is. I don't know if it's going to show up on the map, if we're going to find something here. But like I said, each quest in this game kind of varies in length. Some quests, like the last one we just did, was a pretty lengthy quest as a whole. And then some quests are a lot shorter. It's an interesting way to break up things if you want to have a short session. When I first played this in the middle of the summer, it's still working continuously, working from home. So on lunch, I could do a quest or two and call it a day. But the problem with playing a game like this is it's so good as a whole that we kind of just want to sit down. We want to play for 5-6 hours at a time, and that's a problem when a game is that good. You just want to sit there and play, and we've done that with a lot of titles recently, as opposed to some titles like I think the one night we did like an 8-hour run through of this game.
Sensei, any word on Tomoe?
Yes, but I'm not sure you are ready for her.
You make her sound like a demon.
That's not far off the mark. Tomoe is fearless. She is not samurai, but she is a born killer.
I know the type.
No, you do not.
Come,
Where are we headed?
an archery range. The locals saw Mongols training there. I suspect Tomoe was with them.
If Tomoe is truly fearless, she'd make a useful ally.
A starving leopard is fearless too.
Leopards can't master your way of the bow.
Let it go, Sakai. She will never join us.
The best way to rid yourself of an enemy is to befriend them.
Which is what the Mongols have done.
For now, we could change that.
You saw what she did to the prisoners at Fort Nakayama. That was no mistake. That was a choice. And not the first time she's made it.
We don't know it was her fault.
You don't. I do.
So the whole point of Sensei Ishikawa's storyline
Sure you can make it, Sensei?
is to find Tomoe and handle that situation accordingly. Now, obviously, you know, things will change and so on and so forth throughout
You
the
need a
game.
hand, Sensei?
I think we kind of got lost here. Hold on. Are we supposed to continue going up? I see the arrow here. The nice thing is the game does give us indications, unlike
Not
some
bad,
games,
Sakai.
of where we're supposed to go.
You said the only way up was to climb.
No.
I said you had to climb. It's good exercise. Arrows, Mongol and Japanese.
If they were here, they're long gone.
We might pick up their trail by the practice target.
There is no target.
Near that watchtower.
Not bad, Sensei.
Find out where they went.
So a lot of the stuff and a lot of the quests in this
Move
game
it,
kind of,
Sakai.
we have a little bit of a what's the word I'm thinking of? We have a little bit of a cutscene, some indication on what's going on, and then we kind of get told a general direction of where we need to go. And right now, like I said, we're kind of going to check out this area over here. Archers are scattered around here. Obviously, there's going to be some more here than what's going on. And yes, we did change the color of our armor.
Training. A severed head.
We went more to the
Used for target
default.
practice.
Sensei, Mongols here.
And it looks like we're about to get owned by some Mongols here. This is not going to be fun. Oh man, this is going to be rough. But it does look like what's going on here is it was an ambush. That's pretty sweet. So we're going to have to fight our way through here. Obviously, I prefer to using my sword and so on and forth, but we have to constantly make sure we quickly switch back and forth between our stances. So we gotta watch out for the dog too. So this guy here, we just said our armor really did the trick there. Did instill the fear. Now the spear guys, we want to use the wind stance for, which is the you hit the right trigger and hit triangle, and it'll kind of pop up with the list of our different skill prompts, I guess we'll call it. So we're gonna climb up here and make sure there's no one up here. I hear arrows. They could be Sensei Ishikawa shooting his arrows. They could be the Mongols shooting their arrows. I love how muddy we get. We get so muddy, it's not even funny. And it also kind of bothers me. It ruins the perfection of our
Resting
costume.
your bow arm, Sensei.
Observing your response to an ambush.
You knew those Mongols were still here.
Yes.
You didn't think to mention it?
If you can't handle a few Mongols, what good will you be against Tomoe?
This is war, not a test.
And how many wars have you fought? I'll test you as I see fit.
I can see why Tomoe attacked you.
Now, where did she go, Sakai?
I'll look around. A lot of tracks. A dozen men, maybe more.
Follow the trail. If we catch her, do not wait for me. Attack and keep moving, or you'll die.
Do you plan to use your bow this time?
If we find her,
And if not,
can you take a dozen enemy soldiers without me?
if I must.
Good answer.
So right now we're going to kind of follow these tracks that were left behind to lead us into the next section of the mission. Like I said, some of these missions vary in length, from short to mediate to moderate to long. And I feel like the main missions are more of the moderate to lengthy portions. I cannot recall like a short main story mission, which is fine if we think about it as a whole. Now, we got to, I believe this is where we're supposed to be. I kind of want to walk around the mud. I don't want to step in the mud.
Look at them,
They're practicing what Tomoe taught them.
murdering the innocent.
So right now we kind of have to sneak around here and kill these guys. I like doing the stealth in this.
Jim,
We look them in the eye with courage. Only cowards strike from the shadows.
forgive me. Uncle.
지하로. just ready.
I do like the little, I guess we'll call it like cut sequences there, with the flashbacks to Lord Shimura, kind of lecturing Jin. Now, obviously, it goes against the code how we are playing. And a cool little feature, in case you guys are unaware and you haven't actually seen it, the weather changes based on how you're playing. If you're doing more of the ghost moves and stuff like that, we're gonna get more storms, you get more rain, you get more thunderstorms, stuff like that. If but that's obviously, you're kind of gonna be forced to go along that ghost route as you play through the game. And let's be honest, guys, the ghost stuff is pretty damn cool. It really is. I love doing the ghost stuff.
Did you see a Japanese woman with these Mongols?
Oh, looks like I messed up. The villagers were killed, but I was talking to them. That's so weird. Alright. Not the big of a deal. We'll just restart the section here. Shouldn't be that hard. We might not even have to restart the fight. Who knows? We might just have to kind of walk up to the villagers and kind of talk to them here. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. Let's double check. That looks like actually is all I have to do.
Did you see a Japanese woman with these Mongols?
I couldn't believe it. She was giving them orders.
What did she say?
Something about the Sensei and the hot springs. That's all I heard, my lord. Forgive me.
Oh, we have to stand behind him. My bad.
I taught a monster how to hunt.
They heard Tomoe giving orders to the Mongols. She mentioned Hiyoshi Springs.
She's just getting started. Sakai, the way you fight, it's not your uncle's way, and it's not mine.
We've never faced an enemy like this. I do what I must to defeat them.
A samurai is a guardian, not a killer who darts around like a thief.
You didn't see Komoda.
I've seen enough. I know it was brutal, but I won't train another monster.
I know. I won't let that happen.
If Tomoe is going after Hiyoshi Springs, I need to prepare. So do you. I'll see you at my dojo, Sakai.
So there we go. We completed our second quest for Sensei Ishikawa. So we're going to work on the third one. We also have, you see here, the legendary tales as well as a regular side tale, Tale of Tsushima. We're going to focus, like I said, mainly. We are going to focus heavily on more so our side character tales and the main tales. We're going to do the other tales as well, and we're kind of going to not focus heavily on legendary tales because we already have all those skills. I don't know exactly what's going on, so we're going to hop on our horse here. We can fast travel, by the way.
Peaceful ride.
But right now, fast traveling is kind of a bad idea because We want to get as much of the map cleared off. We want to focus on clearing out the fog of war, as they call it, because if we clear out the fog of war, we'll be able to get more of the side stuff as well as also seeing more of the map. As you can see, we have all our skills unlocked. I wasn't sure if they actually were adding any new skills to the game to kind of encourage people to play it again. The only real reason to play New Game Plus is A, to get one of the 2 new trophies in the game, or to essentially just experience the journey again. That's the big thing. A lot of people, you play a game once and that's it, and even if there are different ways to play, this game doesn't really offer too much as a whole to go through the lengthy journey. Like I said, my first playthrough of the game was about 60 to 70 hours long, and a lot of people are going to say, dude, that's a lot, Banjo, that's a long time. And yeah, it really is, because 60, 70 hours in a game like this it sounds about average because it's open world. It's an action-adventure kind of blending RPG elements. There's collectible stuff to do, and you get that platinum trophy. It's going to take a lot of time to do it, and to do it all over again, New Game Plus, the game is probably going to be about 20, 30 hours. It's going to be a lot shorter, and it's going to be streamlined to focusing on the main story as opposed to kind of focusing on making sure we do everything in the game. Yeah, we can do everything in the game as well. We might do some of the collectibles. We'll do them focusing on screen. I don't know. Like I said, this is a game that's really centered on the story. We might showcase some of the basic examples of the collectibles. We might show some boxed in stuff. Maybe show the Shinto shrines, which are more of a puzzle-solving kind of aspect of the game when it comes to that. It's not all, let's just slaughter mercilessly the bad guys. That's not what this game's all about. But I mean, it is a big portion of the game is to, go around and just absolutely decimate the Mongols. And fun fact, if you guys were paying attention when the game was first released, the Chinese were really offended by this game as a whole because it portrayed them in a negative light. Which I'm not saying that's funny. What I'm trying to say is it's funny because the game does have what we've been considered to be historical inaccuracies as a whole. And while that is the case, that there are these inaccuracies to tell a story, we sacrifice, the historical accuracy to tell a story, which a lot of things do. A lot of films and other media will sacrifice 100% accuracy to tell a story. I don't think the haiku was a thing when this game took place. And I'm not sure if the Mongols invaded at this time either, but we just saw a fox den. So what happens when we find a fox den? We find that and we follow the fox, and the fox will take us to a shrine, kind of. So we're going to fast forward a bit here, and we're going to get to Sensei Ishikawa's dojo here.
Any news of Tomoe?
Travelers have been shot dead on the roads in and out of Hiyoshi Springs. People are afraid to leave or deliver supplies.
You think that's her doing?
A few archers at strategic points can isolate a whole town.
A tactic of yours when you were Clan Nagao's archery master.
Tomoe was a good student.
Too good. We're fighting your own reflection.
We will turn that to our advantage. Come.
How do you propose we find these archers?
We think like Tomoe. We want to control movement in and out of Hiyoshi Springs. Where do we put archers?
That path behind the inn.
No. Poor cover, no clear lines of sight. You want to cover the largest territory with the fewest archers.
A handful of men could shut down the road to the coast.
Yes.
I would want someone looking over the bridge into town.
So would I.
It would be smart to control the main entrance into town.
People already avoid the main road. Archers there would be wasted.
The road south runs along a high ridge. Perfect place to rain down arrows.
Tomoe would agree. There's hope for you. Let's go hunting.
What else did you...
I held back nothing.
including why you left Clan Nagao?
That's no secret. It was time to retire, and the hot spring suited me.
You would never willingly retire.
I see. So what's your explanation?
My uncle said you became close to a commoner, and Lord Nagao was forced to cover it up.
Your uncle has an interesting sense of humor.
You weren't forced out?
A samurai always has a choice.
But do you regret giving up a warrior's life?
Mastery of the bow is mastery of oneself. That is the only victory worthy of a samurai. The rest is noise. We're getting close. Eyes open.
And one of the things that does kind of rub me the wrong way with this game every once in a while is the scenery. A lot of it's the same throughout this game, and that's all well and good. It just looks so damn good. Right now, we are going to protect Hiyoshi Springs right now, and this is all still part of the first act. It's hard to believe that the game, it's really split up very well. It's very well paced. You could spend, I think, our first playthrough, like I said, it was about 65 hours long. So if we cut that up, it's about 20 hours per each section of the game. I think the first two sections made up a bulk of the playtime. That third chapter is a bit shorter and a little bit more rushed, and encompasses a bigger section of the map, but it is a little bit smaller, and you'll see that later on in the game when we get closer to that section. The first section here is a big portion because it encompasses that tutorial mode, as well as kind of showing off, I guess we'll say, you know, a lot of story, a lot of introductions to characters, so it has a lot of the longer quests. Now, like I said, we can kind of skip a lot of things after we complete the main quest line here. We can always go back and finish off the story arc here in the first section. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to complete a couple side quests here and there, but we're also going to complete, you know, all of Ishikawa's tales, all of Adachi's tales, all the tales, the main games, the main storylines, tales. In this section of the game, we're going to probably focus on that right now, and once we clear that up, we might go back, clear up the map before moving into the next section. And that seems to be, in my opinion, the best way to go about this game. So in games like this, usually if I ever do a New Game Plus to do trophy cleanup or anything like that, we're going to do the main quest focusing on New Game Plus. So the original game, we're going to do what we like to call Hold Up a Minute. And those are all the side quests.
Because the Mongols offer power, wealth, status, things denied her by birth.
Tomoe knew she was born to a lower station than she deserved.
Now you're being too kind.
Kindness can be useful, even to a warrior.
Who told you that? Sun Tzu?
My uncle. And he didn't tell me. He showed me. Mercy creates a debt.
Your uncle showed mercy to people who pose no danger to him. Safe.
But I looked at earlier this year we played The Witcher 3, and I looked at my total playtime. It was like almost 200 hours, and I felt a little lower than it was. It was like 160 hours. I said I played more than 165 hours in this, but I mean, games that have all these side quests, we really focus a lot on them And then, you know, you see those memes online where it's, you know, you did the side quest, so you get to the first boss, you're overpowered. That's kind of how we played this game. Originally, we did all those side quests, so we did all the side stuff. I remember we played this game, I literally made sure I did everything in the first section of the map before I did any of the actual story. So that first weekend we were playing this game, literally by the end of that weekend, I had collected all the fox dens, all the shrines, all the bamboo strikes, everything I could in that first portion of the map we did before we did any of the story. And to me, that a lot of people say, dude, Banjo, that's stupid, that's like a waste of time, why would you play the game like that? And I'd say, because that's how I play these type of games. I have a way of playing open world games. It's gonna be the same way with Assassin's Creed titles as well. When we played Odyssey and Origins, and I think Odyssey was the one we got the platinum trophy in. We might have gotten it in Origins too. I don't think we did Origins. I think we just did Odyssey. We really kind of went around, and some of it was frustrating, but like you felt so rewarding. If you guys are platinum trophy hunters on the PlayStation, or if Xbox has an equivalent, let me know down in the comments section what you guys think about that. Because we're kind of, I like how the time of day just magically shifted over here. And literally the daytime just shifted. It's now nighttime here, and we're still doing the same quest. It's really interesting. I don't understand how time of day works, but we do have this thing called chain assassination here. We just got these 3 guys really quickly. It was actually pretty sweet, smooth animation there. I love when the game does that, though. It's actually pretty dope, needless to say. We did have the bee's nest there, which we could have shot and, you know, done that. Obviously, the game really wants us to use more of our bow and arrows, but I'm not a big fan of bows and arrows. I do like some of our long-ranged attacks, such as the kunai, but for some reason we just don't use it. We just don't do it, and that's more of a personal preference, a play style, as opposed to, you know. It's a personal choice of play style. You are able to play the game how you want to play it. If you want to play the game more like how I do it, or if you want to, you know, just be that guy who's like honor above all things and just straight up attacks everybody face on, or you just want to be a sneaky little bitch, you can do all that. The game does offer different choices on how you play the game, which is fantastic. It's a great thing, to say the least. When we're playing a game like this, there's absolutely no wrong way to play as long as you have fun and you actually complete the game's storyline and all that stuff. That's just my personal take on it. You can disagree with me all you want.
How did Tomoe become your student?
She showed up at my dojo with her father's makeshift hunting bow and refused to leave.
You didn't turn her away.
I tried, but she slammed arrow after arrow into my target. I've never seen talent like her.
She must have had training.
Her form was wrong.
I love how we can somehow still
A warrior
hear
spirit.
Ishikawa. And he's so far away from us, which is really, I think that's an interesting thought process here. But we're still kind of making our way through here. It's this is actually a pretty lengthy quest, and it's kind of hard when you kind of get lost. Like I said, that's one of the downsides to having no actual HUD. If you don't have a HUD, you're not going to be able to be able to see as much of the things going on in the game. So we're kind of just wandering around aimlessly right now. But we are going to get there. See, the game did pop up with that little icon here showing us where we need to go. And we're going to get into a standoff here. So we can either do a standoff right now,
I'm right
which we're going
here.
to do. We're going to go around and try to assassinate them, which I love doing in this. And that's one of the things that Assassin's Creed kind of stepped away from, was doing the assassinations, and I really, really do. I think the second Assassin's Creed is probably one of the best ones in the series. A lot of people disagree. I'll disagree and say I love 3. I love 3 a lot, mainly because of the fact that American Revolution is one of my favorite times historically speaking, and a lot of people are like, dude, you're stupid, this game sucks. But I remember being really excited for it. I think it was like right around the time Hurricane Sandy happened. I sat in my bedroom playing that game in our townhouse that we rented. But that was a fun game, in my opinion. Right now, we're going to kind of be forced to use our arrows. I'm not very good with them. I try to do the headshots as often as I can. Sometimes it doesn't work out for me in the long run, so we just kind of do what we can do as a whole. I have no idea how many enemies there are. I feel like there's more enemies than we realize there are, so we're kind of just gonna use this ability here to be able to see them. You see there's at least 2 of them here. And did we do it right? I don't know if we did. Yes, we did. We did chain assassination, which is pretty cool. One thing that bothers me though sometimes is our characters don't, our allies don't acknowledge our absolute beastly insanity of doing some of these things. They might make a comment here or there, but nothing really out of the top unless it's based on the story. And to me, that's a little disappointing here, because I would love for us to play the game, and as we play, if we do something that would be considered dishonorable, have like Sensei Ishikawa be like, Sakai, I can't believe you would do something so horrible like that. That's so dishonorable. You bring shame to your family. Insert quote from Mulan here. Yo.
Sensei Ishikawa!
You know the name Ishikawa?
I do. I have message.
Speak.
Sensei, all of Hiyoshi Springs will beg for mercy, like the victims of Hironori Naga.
Silence!
Hironori Nagao. Didn't he die fighting bandits?
It was decades ago.
He was reputed to be a great archer. Did he study with you?
No. Tomoe is spreading lies.
But there's a seed of truth.
She wants us to doubt each other. We are all that stands between Hiyoshi Springs and a bloodbath.
Then we stand together.
We'll plan the town's defense at my dojo. Meet me there and be ready to fight.
That's my Sora.
And there we go, we just completed another quest here. This looks like a great place for us to call it a break here on our Ghost of Tsushima Let's Play here for New Game Plus. You see we do have some quests available still that have actually popped up. My name has been Anger Banjo. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe next time we're actually going to complete what available quest line we have for Sensei Ishikawa here. We're going to wrap up his available quest line in our first batch here, The Way of the Bow. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time with more Ghost of Tsushima. We have more content coming your way daily, so don't go anywhere.